Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at noon. I'm Alexandra Carter. Nobody was injured in a house explosion Sunday morning. Multiple fire departments were called to a house fire near Lansing, Iowa. We've since confirmed that structure is a total loss. In a Facebook post, Chief Stephen Darling of the Lansing Rural Fire Protection District confirmed no injuries. He says his district will be working with the state fire marshal as they conduct their own investigation. Bliss Road is once again closed for maintenance. The City of La Crosse Street Department says the road will be closed to all traffic until Tuesday, July 2nd at 3 p.m. Crews will be conducting road repairs and maintenance during that time. The closure could be extended if weather delays impede repairs. The Ultra Foundation's second annual golf tournament is in full swing right now at the golf club at Cedar Creek in Onalaska. Golfers teed off at 10 o'clock this morning to raise funds for scholarships, teacher grants, and financial education platforms for local schools. Last year, the tournament raised more than $60,000, and organizers are hoping to exceed that amount today. The day will conclude with a dinner reception and awards ceremony this evening.
All right, my friends, welcome to the noon show. We are holding on to the possibility of severe weather popping through the area. It is now an enhanced risk for severe weather coming in from the north and then working down toward portions of La Crosse. We have that going from 7 p.m. today to 2 a.m. tonight. And then once we get into the threats, we're looking at damaging winds, possibly up to 75 miles per hour. And as we take it into how this all will play out for you, we're going to start off with a little bit of shower activity in the early evening hours for La Crosse. Then we get into flooding. That will still continue gradually over the next few days. And we also have the look for fewer rain chances this week. So that's a good grace or two where we get some extra sunshine. River levels right now, these have been enhanced or increased slowly but surely, and they will continue to do so, as I mentioned, over the next couple of days. Here's a look at the rainfall that is moving through the area right now. This is basically just cloud cover being picked up with the moisture inside the cloud cover from the radar. And right now we're slowly but surely increasing our clouds. As you can take a peek here, nothing much going on up in Ladysmith. Here's a look at how this all plays out for La Crosse this afternoon and into the early evening. And how about areas of Eau Claire? You're looking at some low 80s for you. Get out and enjoy it if you can, and be safe. Back to you.
All right, Art, thank you. Days of rain caused rivers to overflow in several parts of the Midwest. This drone video over Rock Valley, Iowa shows only roofs and trees visible from above. There were 250 water rescues Saturday alone. Iowa's Governor Kim Reynolds issued a disaster declaration in 21 counties after more than a dozen rivers flooded in the northwest part of the state. And in South Dakota, at least one person was killed after heavy rains and flooding inundated the eastern part of that state. In southern Wisconsin, severe weather spawned 6 tornadoes over the weekend. And in Argyle, severe storms flattened the historic Apple Grove Lutheran Church, founded in 1893. Today is the 3rd anniversary of the tragic condo collapse in Surfside, Florida. 98 people died, ranging in age from 1 to 92. A moment of silence was observed at 1:22 this morning, the time of the abrupt collapse of the Champlain Tower South building. First responders worked tirelessly for weeks after the collapse, looking through rubble for survivors and remains of victims. The National Institute of Standards and Technology is still investigating the cause of the collapse. There are plans to rebuild a luxury tower on the site with a memorial next to it. Today marks 2 years since the Supreme Court Dobbs decision effectively overturned Roe v. Wade. The anniversary comes as the debate over restrictions and protections continues on the state and federal levels. Amy Kiley has a look at the abortion battle on this Dobbs anniversary.
Emergencies in pregnancy can happen in a moment.
Today marks 2 years since the Supreme Court overturned the federal right to abortion access.
If I have an emergency, my first call would be my lawyer and my second call would be my doctor.
The Biden campaign says it's holding more than 50 events to rally supporters around the anniversary. The Women's March is calling for strikes in multiple states.
The Dobbs decision ushered in a new era of American politics. It changed for women, but it also changed for democracy.
Others celebrate the high court ruling.
Roe v. Wade and that decision of it being overturned has given the decision back to the people at the state level, and every state will look different. I think that's appropriate.
This patchwork of state abortion protections and restrictions is the result of the Dobbs ruling.
This is a state that's clear about protecting women and creating equality.
We have women that are that are suffering, that are driving hundreds of miles for an abortion.
Now, some patients and doctors say the state laws can create confusion, fear, and heartache.
What is often the most devastating time in your life, a complicated pregnancy, and then so much unnecessary suffering added to that because of the strict abortion bans.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
A ruling from the Supreme Court earlier this month protects what might be the most common kind of abortion in the United States. It lets the FDA continue its approach to regulating the drug mifepristone. That includes letting the pills be mailed to patients without an in-person doctor's visit, but that high court ruling leaves the door open to future challenges. The Supreme Court agreed to take up a case that will decide whether states can restrict gender-affirming care for minors. This will be the first time the High Court has weighed into the issue of gender-affirming care in a substantive way. The case was brought by the Biden administration, challenging a transgender care ban enacted last year in Tennessee. The case is set to be heard this fall. And the High Court also agreeing to revisit a long-running lawsuit filed by families of Holocaust survivors. They're seeking compensation from Hungary and a state-run railway for property that was seized from Jewish victims in the 1940s. Generally, federal law grants immunity to foreign governments so they can't be sued. But there is an exception for property that was taken in violation of international law, and the proceeds have a commercial nexus with the U.S. In this case, the justices are looking at how far the families must go to prove that connection to the U.S. The Dolly container ship left Baltimore for Norfolk, Virginia this morning, 3 months after crashing into the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Once in Norfolk, its containers will be unloaded and it'll undergo repairs. The ship lost power March 26th and crashed into a bridge pier, causing the bridge to collapse and killing 6 construction workers. The investigation is still ongoing. Meanwhile, some of the crew members are being allowed to go back to their home countries. That's on the condition they'll be available when needed for depositions in the city's lawsuit against the Dolly's owner. Coming up, a major disruption in the auto industry, how a cyber attack on a key software provider is forcing car dealerships back to pen and paper. We'll have the latest on efforts to restore the systems next.
Are you in need of a new driveway or parking lot? Call North Central Paving for all your asphalt needs. We specialize in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installation. Call North Central Paving today.
How did CEO Eric Hovde become a multimillionaire California banker? Let's take a look. Hovde's family rigged the system to rake in $30 million in government subsidies and loans. And now he's sheltering his wealth in shady tax havens around the world. So it's no surprise Hovde supports more tax cuts for corporations and millionaire bankers like himself, while working families pay the price. That's bank CEO Eric Hovde. Never been on our side. Never will be. Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
After an accident, you have an important opportunity to go after all the money you may be entitled to.
When it comes to motorcycle representation for accidents, only one firm comes to mind, Hupy and Abraham.
They're very well known for handling motorcycle cases. We knew that we could trust them. They got me way more than I thought I would get.
Bikers choose Hupy and Abraham because of the reputation of getting the best results of any other law firm.
Call Hupy and Abraham right now. Tell the insurance company you mean business.
I've heard AI is so easy to use, I had to give it a try for Stanton Optical's newest deal. Create a commercial selling one pair of glasses for $59. Hey, I said a pair of glasses, not a pair wearing glasses. Better, but it needs to pop more. Pop more, not popcorn. Forget it. Maybe using AI to make an ad wasn't my best idea, but you can get the best deal on glasses right now. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Contact North Central Paving to make your life smoother.
Welcome back. A company that provides software for thousands of auto dealers in the U.S. and Canada says it's working to restore its services after back-to-back cyber attacks last week. CDK Global says it could take several days to get systems back up and running. The company says it's been providing dealerships with alternate ways to do business, including writing up orders by hand. Apple could face a hefty fine for allegedly breaking Europe's tough new digital competition rules. European Union regulators have accused the tech company of preventing app developers from freely directing consumers to cheaper prices. If found guilty, Apple could pay up to 10% of its $383 billion annual global revenue. The landmark Digital Markets Act went into effect in March. It's meant to curb the power of big tech. Apple says it has made a number of changes to comply with the rules. U.S. government inspections of avocados and mangoes will gradually resume in Mexico's biggest avocado-producing state. Inspections were suspended last week after 2 USDA employees were assaulted and temporarily held by assailants in Michoacan. Inspections were briefly suspended in February after a U.S. plant safety inspector in the same state received a threatening message. Some big joy for Disney and Pixar. Over the weekend, their animated feature Inside Out 2 became the highest grossing film of the year. In a span of just 10 days, the sequel about teenage emotions raked in more than $355 million in North America and $724 million globally, overtaking Dune Part 2. That wraps up your afternoon consumer news. As we head to break, here's a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Stay with us. More news is next.
Chart your career with a welding position at Chart Industries. Do you have a year or more of welding experience? Starting wages up to $35 per hour. We have the job for you. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
If you've been hurt in a motorcycle accident due to no fault of your own, you need the personal injury law firm of Schwabel, Getz & Sieben. You have the right to obtain medical reimbursement, payment for past and future income loss, full compensation for pain and disability, and peace of mind knowing your financial interests are being protected. Call the personal injury powerhouse Schwabel, Getz & Sieben or visit schwabel.com to receive a free case consultation, representing accident victims for over 50 years.
People of another age, yep. Howdy Doody Time, the Ed Sullivan Show, the Mickey Mouse Club. You remember, getting in and out of that tub just isn't quite as easy as it once was. We make life easier for older folks like me. New walk-in shower, a personal shower, a seat if you like. Seriously, be safe. Call the Board Store. Let us make your bathroom safe and beautiful. Contact the Board Store today.
Chart your career with a welding position at Chart Industries. Do you have a year or more of welding experience? Starting wages up to $35 per hour. We have the job for you. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Welcome to the party. We all make this show together. You guys, this is our show. You just never know who you're gonna meet here. You can feel the energy in this room. Every single person needs to be included in these conversations. Let's do this! Let's make everyone's day a little brighter.
Weekdays at 3 on News 8.
A drug used to treat type 2 diabetes may also help people with sleep apnea. Researchers at University of California, San Diego say the drug, called tirzepatide, led to a significant decrease in the numbers of breathing interruptions during sleep. More testing is needed to examine the long-term impacts of taking the drug. Another new study at Washington University finds cannabis use is linked to an increased risk of serious illness for people with COVID. They found COVID patients who used cannabis in the previous year were 80% more likely to be hospitalized and 27% more likely to be admitted to the ICU than patients who had not used cannabis. Losing weight can be a lifesaver. New research at the Cleveland Clinic shows bariatric surgery performed on obese people significantly lowered the risk of major cardiovascular issues and sleep apnea. The Obesity Medicine Association reports that about 70% of adult patients with obstructive sleep apnea are obese. Those were some of today's top health headlines. Taking a live look outside now from CityCam 8. And Art is in next with our forecast.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $40. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I had to start engineering my own arch support. So I got that, then I put this in there, this one. Finally, before I added another one of these in, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. And if I'd have just gone to Good Feet, I'd have been better off in the first place.
Good Feet arch supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, plus save up to $1,050.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
Your journey to wellness begins at Vernon Memorial Healthcare, where excellence in orthopedic care is a reality. From initial consultation to post-operative recovery, every step of the way is tailored to you. The numerous awards for orthopedic services are a testament to our entire team's skill and dedication. Your path to wellness is paved with our unwavering support and expertise. Trust us for a brighter, more active tomorrow. Vernon Memorial Healthcare.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $40. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Celebrating 70 years, we're News 8 Now.
All right, welcome back. We are in an alert day now, or just a few hours of an alert day that's going to kick in as we go between 7 p.m. and 2 a.m. We're going to maintain threats of damaging winds up to 75 miles per hour as those storms begin to bow out and really cause outflow boundaries and really start to kick up the wind. Mainly north of I-90, just to let you know that, and then it's going to start to work its way southward. We'll also see some storms possibly moving into La Crosse, maybe some showers out of that as well. That's in the early evening to start. Then flooding continues continues to rise gradually for our local rivers. Bear that in mind. I'll show you that in just a second. Fewer rain chances though this week, so that means we'll see more sunshine. Here's a look at your mowing forecast for you here. I get a kick out of this every time I see this. You're looking at some 80s for the next couple of days, and 70s come in by Thursday. And of course, the rain chances are going to be a little bit less as you get deeper into midweek. Flood warning, you can see all these locations as I zoom in and zoom out and work my way down. You're going to see these places are still going to be picking up a whole lot of rainfall, even from Minneapolis and working its way down to La Crosse. So we'll see this continue to go gradually rising up to possibly at least up to the moderate, or maybe even higher in some cases for some locations. But for us locally, we'll just be in the minor flooding range. We're also looking at this continuing on for the next couple of days. And here's the information as to how high these rivers are going to be cresting. In fact, we'll be seeing here again also up to at least 19.8 inches or so as you get into McGregor. You get to La Crosse, 15.1 inches as the week progresses. And as you go up to areas by Winona, you'll see up to at least 14.5. So that's a little over the stage of flooding. Take a look here as we get into it. Here you're looking at some 70s and 80s. See that rainfall cutting in from the northwest? That's where all that rainfall is headed our way. And now is it an enhanced risk here? That is a big swath of river. We're also going to be seeing a little bit of damaging winds. You You could also actually have a spin-up tornado out of this, and the possibility of some small hail out of this as well, to large hail. We'll go into how this looks. You'll see right there from Minneapolis picking up some of that lighter rainfall. Then it gets heavier as we go into the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour. And look at that, more widespread as well. Then it starts to cut in just a little bit more, digging more to the south toward Red Wing, which does not need more rainfall right now. Neither does Minneapolis. You're going to see these areas are just picking up some rainfall, inundated in some cases as well. Eau Claire will get in the rainfall. Ladysmith gets in the rainfall as well. Then that Bow Echo, look at that, starts to kick in, and that's heading to Marshfield. But some of that's going to work its way down to the southeast. We will see eventually maybe getting brushed here locally by a little bit of that rainfall. Some of it right there as you get into the 2 o'clock hour in the morning, and then that gets out of the way. So we could get up to about 1.5 inches of rainfall possibly overnight for us here locally. All right, so we clear it out, put some clearing skies out there as well, maybe a little patchy fog, similar to what we had today. Once you get into Tuesday, you have maybe a light chance of rainfall coming back into the picture. Most of that's in the morning. Rainfall with the graph model is showing you what we're going to be picking up, as I mentioned, up to 1.5 inches for areas right by La Crosse, and then you can see other locations getting a little bit less. Rain amounts though here with the HER model, we're looking at some decent rainfall across the area as well. Overnight lows, well, this is what we've got for you here coming into the picture. You're going to be looking at least the possibility of a little bit of 60s and 70s. Then we get into how this looks for you as we go right into the 7-day forecast, 8-day forecast. I got to stop saying that. 80s, middle 80s, then upper 70s for the next couple of days, and a whole lot of sunshine is on the way. Then we get into some rainfall coming in for Friday, and eventually more sunshine for your weekend.
All right, Art, thank you. A royal reception for the pop princess as Taylor Swift's star-studded London concert draws some unexpected fans. We'll show you who joined her backstage and how her Eras tour is making waves across the pond.
On these trails, I find the middle ground and get things moving. I've done that as a state lawmaker, and it's what I'll do in Congress. I'll work with both parties to get things done for workers and families.
At Toma Health, we're committed to delivering quality obstetric and newborn care for our community.
I'm Tim Larson.
I'm Samantha Larson, and this is our son Mac Larson, and we are from Sparta, Wisconsin. I feel like they really tried to set us up for success as first-time parents.
Toma Health offers the latest techniques in gynecology, prenatal care, obstetrics, and postpartum recovery.
I just felt so supported by all the nursing staff, the doctors, everybody.
Toma Health, caring for our community.
Get an 11% rebate on your painting project at Menards. Dutch Boyd DuraClean is an interior paint and primer in one with Stay Clean technology, so your home stays beautiful longer. A gallon starts at $19.48 after rebate. Paint in one coat with Max Bond Plus exterior paint. It provides max adhesion, hide, and performance. With over 800 one-coat colors, it's designed to work for you. A gallon of flat is $47.87 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I'm 82. 86.
90 years young.
Eric Hovde thinks people like us shouldn't be able to vote.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Son, I've served this country. I think I can handle a ballot.
What a jerk.
Eric Hovde, I'm fully aware of whom I'm voting for, and it won't be you.
Congress has been spinning its wheels, going nowhere. I'm Katrina Shankland. In the state capitol, I passed 225 bipartisan laws to help farmers, workers, and families. I approve this message because I have the experience to get things moving.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Taylor Swift received a royal welcome when she took her tour to London over the weekend. On opening night, a few princes and a princess beamed in a backstage selfie with Swift and her boyfriend, NFL star Travis Kelce. About 700,000 people are expected to see the Eras tour in London, and they're bringing big business.
I mean, I've bought this stupid hat, I've got everything going on, so I can't get enough of it. Like, money is no object for this. Oh, my hat!
Barclays Bank predicts Swift's tour will lead to a bump of nearly $1.3 billion to the British economy. Swifties are spending an average of about $1,000 each, and it's not so long London just yet. Swift returns for 5 more shows in August. Stay with us. We'll have one more check of your forecast when we return.
During the summer sale at Home Furniture, everything is on sale. Get up to 30% off regular prices. This Leslie sofa is just $9.99, and this Spindrift dining set is $12.99. Get savings throughout the showroom. The summer sale at Home Furniture ends Wednesday.
When you're injured in an accident, one mistake could cost you a lot of money.
Nobody knows bikers and the law like Hupy and Abraham.
They know how to get you all the money that you deserve.
It costs nothing for you to contact Hupy and Abraham, and they will never take a fee unless they win your case.
They got me way more than I thought I would get. Hupy and Abraham mean business.
Call Hupy and Abraham right now. Tell the insurance company you mean business.
Do you suffer from burning pain, coldness, numbness, tingling in your hands, legs, or feet, and worst of all, balance problems? Have you been told you have peripheral neuropathy? Stop what you're doing, because there is help in a healthy way. We see physicians across the country throw a drug cocktail approach at this condition, getting minimal, if any, relief, while neuropathy progresses toward being confined to walkers and wheelchairs due to amputations and disabilities. Drugs like gabapentin, Lyrica, Cymbalta, or opioids are designed to hide neuropathy but not fix it, and often come with dangerous side effects. Finally, there's a proven path to recovery that thousands of patients just like you have experienced. Our breakthrough, non-invasive neuropathy treatment is supported by FDA-cleared technologies based on published clinical evidence, creating a 99% satisfaction rating. More exciting, our patients enjoy our home therapy to conveniently accelerate healing. If you want your health freedom back, don't choose to suffer any longer. Call now. Spots are limited to the first 20 callers. Call today so we can help in a healthy way.
During the 4th of July mattress sale at Home Sleep Express, get $500 off Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses and a $300 shopping cart with free white glove delivery and a 120-night guarantee. Tempur-Pedic, now at Home Sleep Express.
Celebrate on Alaska, featuring the Festival Foods fireworks on June 29th.
Threat today and a weather alert day coming in the overnight hours. We may see some showers here in La Crosse in the early evening hours as well. Here's a look at the rainfall amounts we're expecting all the way into the wee hours of the night. And your 7-day forecast takes you into upper to middle 80s, possibly into some upper 70s as well as we get into midweek and beyond. Rainfall comes back Friday with a great looking weekend ahead. Back to see you.
Gotta get through the rain today. All right, Art, thank you. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight.